Okay, on to our rough evaluation. Whether it's a small gemstone or a big large boulder, everything is graded, and you can tell I did a little bit of sawing on the top. Well, I guess you can't tell. I'll probably go out of focus if I move it. So let's just focus in on what matters. This area looks soft based on how dirt gathered into the holes, and when the dirt gathers into a porous material, it'll turn it brown. So as we carved into this area, it turned white, just like the rest of the rock, which is telling me these seams that are running through here are not going to affect the structural integrity of the sculpture trying to be created. Now, if this whole area just fell out and there was a hole that went backwards, that happens with this material. It would piss me off, but usually when you're going to create a sculpture, you poke at all the areas that you're worried about. This is an 18-pound block, so we have other areas to work on. Basically, if I was going to work this piece, I would turn it over here and start cutting out these areas the same as I did this. Get the whole rock looking basically a honey color instead of a brown color. And there will be a few holes in this piece as a finished piece, but it's getting more solid as we go inward. And I feel I've selected the proper piece of rough. For a sculpture, it's not the crystal skull shape because of this. So what you're either going to have to do is make this the back of the head, because this is the fatter side, and start working into a crystal skull about the size of the one that I had. The one that I had was basically almost in the shape of a crystal skull already. So I don't know if you really want to remove a whole bunch of material with the Sawzall like I did. It's not a bad method. You just put on a giant blade, you put the hose on it, and get yourself a cocktail, because it's going to take you all day. Not to discourage it, it's how I rehabilitated my broken arms. This is neat. This is a really nice piece of rough. Alright, I'll just tell you what I would do with it, okay? If you don't want to make a crystal skull with it, make all the faces of it into a different crystal. It could look like a topaz. It could look like a doubly terminated calcite, basically. It has walls. This is a wall, that's a wall, that's a wall, that's a wall, that's a wall. It almost terminates, so I would just flatten off each edge of it and just call it like a crystal.